Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. Of course, this is Chester C. Busby III, your most humble and happy host. I'm very happy to have you guys here with us today. We're going to cover a little bit of news. We got some guests coming in too, which should be cool. But keep in mind that also at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be having our Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition, which will be a lot of fun. No, I'm not Joshua. I was exactly on time. You stop that now. But we, of course, are happy to have you here. And do keep in mind all our links we have down below, not only here for FanSpeak on Facebook, which we appreciate how much that's growing. We also have a link down there for Denali's mailing list if you want to get involved with the book he's working on. That is awesome. And I do see Roger Heller is in here, Joshua as well. Lady Celtic Moon, howdy. Hey, you doing? We see Matthew is in here. Eric is also in here. We appreciate all you guys. But of course, I want to come over here and say hello to my panel and see how they're doing. We got Todd here today. How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing really good. Sorry about I was doing homework with my daughter, and I came in a little late to this, trying to get our guest in here.
Oh, that's okay.
Um,
If you hadn't have mentioned it, no one would have known. But now they know. Hi.
well, it's been a while since I've been here, and
It
I've sort
has.
of, I'm a little out of sorts because I lost track of time, and this was supposed to go smoothly, and it usually does, but I was doing homework and I screwed up, so
That's all
it's my
right, dude.
fault.
We're happy to have you here, man. So you
Thank
keep
you.
at it and let us know when they get their link and get in here, and we'll come over and chat to them for sure. But thanks for coming, dude. We're also joined by George. Hey, George, what's up, man?
It's going good. What's up is I am thoroughly excited because we're like less than a few hours away from Godzilla.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to go see that on my Sunday, which is your Saturday, I guess. I'll go see that after. Yeah, we'll go see that in the afternoon after I do the fan speak show. So it should be fun.
Uh,
Awesome.
thoroughly excited. Thoroughly excited.
Yeah, so am I. It's I've been looking at some of the reviews and talking to people and such like that. Hello, Joe. I see you're coming in. Just make sure you get yourself muted on the YouTube side so it doesn't echo back. Okay. But yeah, no, I've been watching a lot of reviews, talking to people and stuff, and if you're a fan of Godzilla, you're gonna love this movie, is what it comes down to. I mean, people are praising this as some of the best CG that's ever been on a screen, and those are big words, man. I do understand that the actors themselves are a little bit. The human part we don't need so much, but that's not why we go see a Godzilla movie, right? We got to go see
That's
Godzilla
right.
put it up and fight with Gojira, man. That's what we want. That's got to be
That's
awesome.
right. The human actors in any Godzilla movie act as a washroom break for us humans.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we watched the 2014 offer, which had Cranston in it, of course, and that is a really solid movie, man. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Some really good acting in that. But
Think that cowgirl Kathy would probably kick Godzilla's ass.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
yeah, what was that? Do we have an obstinate opinion against Godzilla? Oh my God! What did you say,
Yeah.
Joe?
You guys are
Where's
hearing all that?
where's the
Yeah, we
villain?
can hear it just fine. You
Yeah,
know we can hear it. I can see it on your face, dude.
yeah.
I
That's
said
cool.
cowgirl Kathy can kick Godzilla's ass.
I
Oh, there
said
you go.
doubtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mm.
we've been chatting up and kind of building up on the Godzilla movie, and we're really looking forward to checking it out this weekend, guys. But let's see here. Thank you for coming, George. Of course, we have Denali with us. How you doing, Denali?
I'm doing awesome here in this Florida weather. It's hot, it's humid,
Hmm.
and it's exactly what I expected for this time of year.
Well, we have tornadoes over here.
Oh, you do? Yeah. There's
Yep.
been some wetter weather. We had a little bit of quite a rare thing, but over in the Midwest in America, we had what is called a land-based hurricane, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not something you see every day. But
Land Ranger.
hopefully you guys are doing well, though.
Yeah, aside from the witches on the broomsticks flying around, we're hanging in there.
Ah, I see. Yeah, you got to watch out for those witches, especially the green ones. Although I've seen an argument that Glinda was actually the most evil of them all. Oh goodness. Go check out Cecil if you want to have a good laugh on that, because he does a great job on that actually. But anyway, let's come over here and say hello to our guests. Hello, Joe. How you doing?
This is Vin, actually.
Vin.
Vin
I keep seeing
Brucio.
Joe. I'm just reading,
Oh
dude.
yeah, it's because I'm going through my son's account, man. I'm like way behind here on the curve in terms of using Google Hangouts. So I'm using my son's account. My son Joe, he helped me set all this up.
I see.
I'm Vince. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Vince. How's
And
it
this is
going?
Tori.
Hi, I'm Tori.
Hi, Tori. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Any kind of problems we have on the stream or not knowing names and stuff, it's all Todd's fault. Just know that. It's definitely
You're
definitely
fired,
Todd's fault.
Todd.
Definitely, yeah. But anyway, we're glad to have you guys here. We're going to be talking about your project here in the first part of our show. And you're running a Kickstarter campaign. So first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us about the campaign, and we'll get into it, man.
Started Pussycats in 2015.
hmm
Idea came to me in a Bob Evans. No joke. Bob Evans restaurant was waiting for
I
my.
didn't know that.
You're hearing this for the first time?
Yeah, I'm hearing that it was from a Bob Evans.
It was from a Bob Evans.
The only thing I think of Bob Evans is like smoking and apple juice.
And old people and old specials, right?
Little
So this old guy was hanging out at Bob Evans waiting for his wife and kid to show up, and I got the idea for the story based on how a friend of mine came over from the Soviet Union when the wall was falling down, and he told me that the Americans were helping to smuggle the scientists out after the Cold War, during the Cold War. All that really happened, and I told this story over a dinner when I was out in San Diego meeting with some people. A couple of them were adult film stars. I didn't know who they were until they were introduced to me as adult film stars. And I suddenly got this great idea of telling them the story that I had about how I knew this guy from the Soviet Union. I'm waiting for my wife and a Bob Evans. And I thought, if somebody like those ladies out in California were the ones who were going overseas to get those scientists out, it'd be the perfect cover story, because people typically see, things one dimensional. They do judge a book by its cover. So if these nice looking ladies went over there and they were actually CIA or secret ops, they would have the perfect cover to be the ones bringing these scientists over, because the people that were there would think they were there for entertainment, and they're actually there for something else. And that's when they get the drop on you and kick the living hell out of you and get the guys out of the country and get their job done. So from there, the story just progressed, and Pussycats was born as an action adventure comic book that I started publishing in 2015. We started using, I think she's got the first cover right here, if you want to see what the first cover actually looked like for issue number 1. When we first started debuting the characters, Cowgirl Kathy, there she is.
I don't know if there's a glare. Is there
No,
a
Might be too
glare?
much
it
of a
looks
glare.
fine. It's coming through fine.
No.
Okay, cool.
So we started coming out with the book in 2015 and started doing illustrated covers. But then I got the idea of using photo covers instead, because I always saw how most people really perked up when they saw those were being variants listed. I worked in the comic industry for 23 years. So I said, wouldn't it be a good idea for us to actually get models that could be the characters full time instead of doing illustrated covers? And we were able to get a hold of some Playboy Playmates, one of them being Christiane, who's a 2-time Playboy Playmate. She came on board to become Powerhouse Pam, one of the characters in this series is coming out this year, as a matter of fact. So the gal you're looking to right here, the lovely lady right here, this is the model for Cowgirl Kathy. So whereas you saw her before, there's an illustrated cover. She's actually going to debut as herself, along with her partner, on cover number 1. And if I can go to the Kickstarter, which I think I had pulled up on the screen here. Can you see that screen right there?
No,
The
but
Kickstarter screen?
I can bring it up. I'll take care of it. I got it
Oh,
all set
okay.
up for you. We are showing
Okay,
right
yeah,
now.
it's
Let me
fine.
come over and I'll share with you guys so you can see what we are seeing. All right.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second. Like this. And
Hold things up.
Hmm?
Hold things up, I guess. I don't know how he's doing it.
Mm.
We'll
yeah,
figure
so
it out.
I got Streamlabs set up here. I'm just trying to find where I put you guys, so we can share with you as well. Let me see here. I bet you I put it on top of that, didn't I?
Don't put us in a corner. She gets claustrophobic.
Yeah, we want to do that, right? All right, I am showing it though. I am showing it though.
But I did apparently.
Here we go. All right, here. Let me share
It's
with
gonna
you
move
guys
around a
this
lot.
way. All right. But anyway, now you are a writer, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes, I'm the creator and the writer of the book. But also, whoa, this is getting trippy. There it is.
Yeah.
There you are. Wow, that's neat. There she
Yeah.
is. There's Tor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
There's Tor.
we're having a little bit of issues with Streamlabs today, so I have had to kind of back channel everything I'm doing, so it's a bit weird. But
I think if you
nevertheless,
leave that on the screen all day long, people will be quite happy.
sure, of course, yes. But now you said you worked in the comic book industry for quite a while. In what facility did you do that? I mean, in what? Explain
Our
that.
camera just died. Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Stay up the time, Tor.
Well, while he's fixing his camera, let's take a quick look here. We see the book. It's called Pussycats, number one. It is using ladies in photography, and but there is art as well on the inside. I do believe this is a black and white comic.
Yes,
on the
it is
interior,
illustrated black and white.
Mhm.
Yep, black and white interiors. We decided to go with black and white interiors because I'm a huge fan of Savage Sword of Conan. Grew up in the 70s reading comics, and my favorite comics to read were the Marvel's Savage Sword of Conan. Big fan of Mad Magazine. The old Warren books, the creepy books. So I grew up on black and white pulp magazines, and always said if I was ever going to do a book myself, I'd do it in that vein. So I really like doing the black and white, especially because Ivica does a lot of really good cross hatching, shadow techniques. So we're sticking with the black and white for the interiors.
Who is your artist again?
Ivica Sretnovic. I hope I pronounced it right. Sorry, Ivica, if I messed it up. Ivica Sretnovic. He lives in Serbia. Ivica came on board with the first series with issue number 1. He's been with us ever since. And I love the man's work. Very detailed.
And
you like that?
This is
you get to do?
this is an adult comic, obviously.
No, it is not. It is mature readers.
I'm sure. Well, you have nudity in it, so that's what I was saying.
Yes, but it's not triple X.
Oh, I see. So R-rated then?
Yes, mature readers. Yes,
I get it.
It is not for kids. Kids do. This is not My Little Pony. This is not Spider-Man. This is not Lumberjanes.
The videos of at Baltimore Comic Con where I messed up like 12 times on saying one line. I couldn't get it right. For some reason, I just did not get
perfectionist.
it. Or I kept laughing.
Well, it's interesting. You say it's not Lumberjanes, but are you sure?
Yeah, well, when you look at what Sarah and Tori, how they entertain themselves on the side, yeah, I can see where you could draw the parallel to Lumberjanes.
We kind of play off of each other, like we ping pong back and forth, and like you can't take us anywhere. We're like I don't know, we start making jokes and we start both laughing at our own jokes and at each other's jokes and then at each other. And so we're just over there in our own little world and everybody else is doing whatever they have to do and we're just kind of ping-ponging after each other.
Yep. We call them Sugar and Spice and the Texas Tornado.
Yeah, we've gotten along since we first met. I first met her at Baltimore Comic Con, and since then we've just gotten closer. We're pretty good friends now, and we get along really well. We have a lot of chemistry together.
They feed off one another, man. Put them together and that's it. The show starts. It's Ringling Brothers.
Now, I see here that I'll have to go find where I saw it. Maybe it's up top. But I noticed that there were several covers actually. So I'm assuming you have this is what number book are we looking at here?
This is the fourth series.
Yeah.
This is the fourth series. We don't do an ongoing book. We do miniseries. So you can see the cover for issue number 2 with Nurse Nancy on the front cover. That's Jen Seidel on the cover there for issue 2 coming out October 9th. Christiane is Powerhouse Pam on issue 3. Robin Miller is Mother Superior on issue number 4. So yeah, each cover has a different model being the character.
I see. Well, that's cool. So you guys got a lot of work in this. You've been on this for a while. Night Pope is here and says hello. Hello, Night Pope. How you doing? I also see Eric is Hawkins is in here. He says nobody puts baby in the corner. That's right. You better believe it.
Nobody.
Uh, yeah. Uh, all right.
Good show. Good show.
Now, we'll look over here on your perks on the Kickstarter. Now, of course, guys, this is a Kickstarter, not an Indiegogo, and of course, Thundar was throwing the links up here in the chat as the excellent moderator that he is. And Now, I've done a lot of Kickstarter myself, but a lot of people in this community are pretty much Indiegogo. Because of the the indie revival that's going on in comic books. And Why did you decide to go with Kickstarter instead of Indiegogo? Just curious.
Well, Kickstarter was what I was told was the best way to move forward because friends of mine had used Kickstarter and they were successful. I personally did try to use Indiegogo
Uh-huh.
for the third series, The End of Everything, and I guess I just didn't have it in the right categories. It didn't get much traction. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to use Indiegogo to its best advantage. It just didn't work for Pussycats for whatever reason. I really don't. I've seen it have tremendous success for a lot of people, Jawbreaker and all that, Cyberfrog. But as far as what audience out there responds positively to Pussycats, Kickstarter has just been very good to us. We've never had a problem with it. So I'm willing to accept help. If somebody wants to tell me what switch I need to flip for Indiegogo, I have no problem with Indiegogo. I just don't seem to have the combination to the safe on that one yet.
Well, the thing with Indiegogo that I find interesting is normal comic books, just regular comics that come on Indiegogo, tend not to make a lot of money. Actually, they tend not to be very successful. The ones that are part of this indie community that are attached to that, because we have a built-in community that goes out and supports projects, well, the ones they like, right? But Those are making money. Whereas on Kickstarter, you'll see a comic make a little bit of money or incredible money, depending on how well known the project is. In truth, I actually think Kickstarter is a safer place for an unknown comic book to drop than Indiegogo. Unfortunately, that is the situation. I kind of thought when this all started a year or so ago, I felt like with all these indie comics making 50, 100, 200,000, and $500,000, that it would spread across all of Indiegogo, and we'd be seeing a lot of the other comics that weren't getting much attention get some attention, but they didn't. It hasn't worked out that way. I don't know why. Going with Kickstarter is not necessarily a bad idea. Now, if you get into this community here, which is a very big community, there's all kinds of people that are part of it. We have the indie revival people like us. You got the comic skater guys over on the other side. You got there's many communities over here that are all supporting a similar thing. And if you do well with this one and there's funds and you're well on your way to doing that. I do apologize for this being in Japanese, but that's $696 by the
That's
way.
fine.
I
Now
live in.
this is our, I think this is our fifth or sixth Kickstarter,
Uh-huh.
and all of them have been successfully funded. I don't have any problems with Kickstarter whatsoever. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that we've been able to establish how the books already in stores worldwide. The books being distributed through Diamond, so you can buy it in Canada, you can buy it in Great Britain, you can buy it in
That's cool.
Australia, wherever. So it's already on the stands. But we basically use Kickstarter to help fund the print runs. The books are always done. Whenever we post the Kickstarters, there's never any risk or any challenge whatsoever. We put everything up front. These girls work incredibly hard. I mean, incredibly hard, and go above and beyond to always be available to us whenever we need to do some things last minute and tweak. So everybody puts everything into this, and the projects are done. There's never any risk to people buying this project. We basically just ask them to help with print runs. We always deliver on time.
Well, I'm going to come over and to our panel and let them ask questions and stuff of you. But I am curious. I'm assuming with this type of title and having the ladies available to you, that you go around to the conventions quite a bit.
Tori, how'd last year go for you? What was the reaction like?
We got a lot of reaction. We were the only ones with actual models on like at the booth, and a lot of people seemed to like it. And we had a lot of people that would come back and buy the books, and they'd leave. They'd tell somebody else. They'd come back with that person, and they would come and explore the books. A lot of our fan base, believe it or not, is women because it is a lot of powering women and like teams and with so many women in character wise that a lot of women can identify with at least one of them. And so it's really nice. And so it's female empowerment, and a lot of the women like that, and they would buy a book, they'd read it, and then they come back.
Team book with all female major characters.
Well, there you go. Dinale, what do you got to say, man?
Well, Tori, so how did you get involved with the project? Did Vincent seek you out specifically? What's the story behind you joining up and becoming Cowboy?
So he had posted on Maryland Model since he is in Maryland, and I was following the page since I had moved here from Austin, Texas. And so I had seen the post, and I saw what he was doing and what he wanted. He wanted models to represent the characters, and I have been cosplaying in anime, games, like all comic books, all kinds of stuff like that since I was about 15 years old, and I'm about to turn 25. So I was very familiar with the whole cosplay and going to conventions, so that was like, hey, I could do something like that because I know a lot about it and I could possibly help them out. And plus, I am a model. So I had commented down that I was interested, and I put a picture of me. I actually put a picture of me because I do special effects makeup as me as a siren, and that definitely got his attention.
Yes, it did.
But I mean, I looked crazy in this picture. But he went on my page and he saw this one picture of me in a cowboy hat, and he was like, "That's Cowgirl Kathy." So he got in contact with me. We met and we talked logistics and about like how all this was going to work, and I signed on. As well, it did the same thing with each model that has been signed on, like Sarah Shellhorn,
Christiane.
I forgot her name for a second. Jen Seidel. Yeah, he's met with all of them and explained everything that was going on, and a lot of it was through that post.
Rob Miller, the same way, who's going to be the new Mother Superior, same thing. I always go out of my way to sit down with the ladies and tell them this is the deal, this is the nature of the book, this is the content of the book, the stories that we do, and it's not for general readers. Right, it's not for general readers. It is an action adventure. It's an R-rated Quentin Tarantino movie fueled on meth and adrenaline, and it's all in good fun. And if you have a problem with it, that's fine. They never do any kind of poses or any kind of modeling, or I never ask them to do anything they're ever uncomfortable with. It's my book, but yet the women run the show. That's how it works.
We always get a say in it.
Yep.
All right, well, that's cool. Any more, Dinale?
I also saw, looking at your bio on Kickstarter, Vince, that you are also an editor for Previews World as well.
Used to be.
Former now. Okay.
Former. All my time now is spent towards e-comics and Pussycats. The time came where I was either going to take it to the next level or I wouldn't. So Tori and what changed everything was Tori and Sarah. I have to credit this lady right here for being the muse. Everything changed at Baltimore Comic-Con. Pussycats stopped being a comic book, and I saw it becoming a property right in front of me. These ladies got behind the booth. People started coming over, saw their prints on the booth, saw them behind the booth, and said, whoa, they made the connection, and they first thing they wanted to do was take their picture.
I sold a lot of prints that convention.
Wow.
I've worked a lot of conventions, and I've never sold that many prints. And I sold a lot, which was really awesome, actually. And they wanted each of us to sign books. They wanted, even with not even my cover, not even with this cover that
it was that trade right there.
Yeah, it was this one. They had me signing the Chrissy Ann one for Powerhouse Pam. They had me and Sarah, excuse my word vomit, I just can't talk. And we were signing all of them, and so was he. And people seem to really love that. I still have followers that follow me on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that that ask about Pussycats and that keep up with me just because they like me as a model and they like me as a person.
Oh,
We
cool.
sold just as many prints as we did books.
All
That's
right.
a fact.
Yeah, I know. I'd imagine at a
Yeah.
convention you certainly would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you, George? You got a question for him here?
Yeah, it sounds like hi. It sounds like your team is international. How do you uh, do your production? What is the outline of your way how you develop your book?
This one right here. In terms of international goes, this is the cover for the second trade right here. And there you go, hon. The artist for that is Australian, Kane Gallagher, and he's going to be doing covers for us for the 2020 Vision Project,
Could you
our
put that
2020
back up?
series.
Could you put that back up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Kane Gallagher. That's when the book started selling out. That thing blew off the stands. I couldn't even keep up with it. That's when things really started turning around. When people started saying, "Is it an illustrated cover? You do photo covers?" We said, "We do both. It's our book, and we do it all." So as far as international goes, yeah, Ivica lives in Serbia. Kane lives in Australia.
Mhm.
We've got some people in Great Britain and Canada who are our biggest fans. I want to give a call out there to Chris Finnegan. He's listening in the UK, my brother, across the pond.
Across the pond.
Across the pond.
Skip Rock's back.
Yeah. And then Christy, I mean, if we're talking international, Christy flies all over the place in terms of being
She was in
photo
Thailand
shoots.
next, wasn't she?
She was in Thailand not too long ago. Yeah, she flies all over the world doing photo shoots. So yeah, we're pretty global in terms of the people that we work with.
She's actually a fitness model now.
Yeah, just won a competition.
Yeah, she just did.
Christy's doing real well for herself. She really is, and
She's really sweet.
Yes, yeah, I'm blessed, man. I mean, I've got these ladies. That's why I'm no longer worried about. Oh, you're the guy from previous world. Yeah, well, I was there 23 years, but this thing is going so well for me that it's time. It's just time to take it all the way.
What is your Instagram account?
Mine?
Well, no, both of you.
She runs the Instagram account.
I haven't been running a lot of that because I haven't been running my own right now because I have my. Can I say it?
Say it.
Oh, well, I'm 6 months pregnant right now, and I haven't been doing a lot with modeling wise because I'm just kind of basking in the pregnancy and being tired all the time. And but we're gonna start getting more into the Instagram once we get more books out there and more signings and getting closer to the conventions and stuff like that.
Right.
It is
MonsterCon October.
Yeah, we have MonsterCon in October.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'm able to make that. I would be doing the makeup because I do special effects makeup. But I'm also due September 25th. So
we'll see.
So how that works, my baby girl will be here. And there's also Baltimore Comic Con again.
Right.
Where did I get this one?
I don't know. Where'd you put it?
I don't
That's
know.
hers. Yeah, we're kind of taking a pause because Tori's bringing a little one into the picture, and we really are. We've called ourselves family since Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's how well we all get along. And when I found Tori was expecting, I said, okay, we'll wait. We'll take a break. We'll get things in motion for 2020, get well ahead of 2020. And it just started happening like that. Everybody just started doing different things. Sarah now is full-time modeling.
Yeah, she just quit her day job just to do full-time modeling, which is really cool. She's going around, she's doing bike rallies, making a lot of money. She's doing all kinds of different shoots. Her bridal's taking off really well. I've started doing some bridal now that I'm pregnant, but it's I mean, you can be a pregnant bridesmaid. It happens.
You need inspiration. It can be done, right?
It does. Well, congratulations to you for sure on the baby. And of course, a Christmas baby is always interesting from a parent's point of view, but the kids hate it. Birthday and Christmas at the same time.
She's gonna be around in autumn and like closer towards Halloween. And I'm a big Halloween fiend, so I'm gonna be dressing her up. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Zombie kid.
Well, for
Yeah.
both of my kids, I was aiming for Halloween. My daughter was born on October 4th. My son was born on November 14th. Damn it! But
So
I tried.
close.
I
So
tried.
close.
So close. Yeah. Uh,
Sometimes you can't plan this. My sister's
Yeah.
she's trying to convince me. She's just like, push her out on the 22nd because that's my birthday. Because she just turned 28, and she's like, I need a reason to celebrate my birthday again. Let my niece be on my birthday. I was like, I can't plan this.
yeah, it's
I don't
tough.
know what to tell you, but I can't plan this.
Yeah. But actually, my son's due date was actually October 31st. But then my wife decided to be 2 weeks late to the point that they actually had to induce her. So yeah, oh well, it is what it is.
My my oldest sister was 21 days late with my mom, and she wouldn't breathe when she was first born because she was so late.
Oh wow.
How do you what?
Yeah,
She didn't breathe.
she wouldn't breathe.
She's
No.
still there in the corner. Better let me
No.
through chemistry, man. Formaldehyde.
Whenever my mom was pregnant with my oldest sister, she's 30 now. They didn't do any ultrasounds or anything whenever she was pregnant with my sister, and I was like, well, you would have gotten rid of it because you would have been told that it was the Antichrist, which she now is.
Oh, okay. Well, over here in the chat, you do have a couple of comments. You got Nick W says congratulations, so awesome. You
Thank
have
you.
Eric Hawkins says congrats. Now Eric is an amazing artist, by the way, and he says should do a pregnant cover for a future story, maybe. Maybe you should definitely get some pictures while she's pregnant, right? No, the disagreement
I
has
mean,
come to us. All right.
I don't know. I haven't really been doing much with the pregnancy except for like maternity shoots because, I mean, this is the only time I can actually do them.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty tiny. I started out at like 94 pounds, and I'm only at like 108 now. So I'm all baby belly. That's all I am.
Yeah, no.
It's hard finding clothes that fit.
Yeah, you don't want to gain too much weight. For
No,
sure.
I don't. I really don't. And plus, it makes it easier to lose the weight afterwards.
It does. That's right.
Because
My
I do,
wife
in turn, want
was.
to go back to modeling.
You
I
will.
mean, within
I
a
will.
month. Within a month, I think my wife was
Not
back to
within a
size.
month.
Actually, yeah. But
Not
anyway,
within a month. I am taking my time to be a new mom.
no, I
Because
didn't
this
mean
will be
back
my
to work. I meant her body was back within a month.
Oh, well, good for her.
Yeah. But
I put this in backwards.
well, she is a little Asian lady though, so it might have something to do with it. But
That might have something to do with it, yes.
yeah. Now I'm
I
back
have a
over here on the
question.
Kickstarter page, and I'm going to let Todd ask his question in a moment. But if you guys to make this work and not having that cascade, I have myself clicked on you guys on the white box. So if you want to see the Kickstarter page, just click on my icon in the Hangouts. You'll see my icon right there with your Kickstarter page. Just click on that; it will white box it, and you'll be able to see very clearly. Go ahead, Todd.
In the books itself, are the girls heroes and they fight villains? Is there villains in these books?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There is.
Yes, there is. In fact, one or two of the villains for the new series are on that Kickstarter. Mr. Sun and Malicious Michelle, we call her. And they are very, very nasty individuals. But Mr. Sun has the best lines. Darth Vader was always in the back of my mind when I was writing Mr. Sun, but also Christopher Walken.
Oh wow.
So
All right, Christopher Walken. That's scary. Now I'm sitting on a page right here. There's a guy in kind of like a pseudo gas mask with a cowboy hat on. Is this Mr. Sun?
Kinda looks more like steampunk.
Yeah, right. Well, the Darth Vader thing couldn't go too over the top. So a lot of people doing steampunk at the conventions. I took those images, put them together with Darth Vader, and then I thought of Tori, and I thought Mr. Sun. It just screams Tori. Yeah. So yeah, the ladies are the good guys or good girls, we should say, and the bad guys are just that guys. They're the villains, and so yeah, we've got some.
Not all the villains are men, though.
Really?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I guess I can write myself in and not be a villain if I want to do a cameo, right? I'll do a Tarantino thing. No, not all the guys. It depends on your perspective. I mean, we got some guys in there that are kind of throwaway characters, so in that sense, they're not villains. But no, the core villains are Mr. Sun and Malicious Michelle, even though it's a woman. So yeah, it's basically an action. It's espionage. It's action adventure. But it's not like a lot of other books that are out there. If you had a chance to check out what we do there, every panel is just thought about way ahead of time. Every single panel matters. Every word matters. We try to make this thing move at breakneck speed. It's very plot oriented, very action oriented.
Cool. All right. Well, I notice you have over here looking at the perks that are available. I see the first couple ones here are basically PDFs or digital versions, which is good. We appreciate
Correct.
that. We know there are plenty of people, creators in the comic book world that are very anti-digital, but we are not. We think it's a great idea. You should have yourself available to as many customers as you possibly can, particularly those of us who live internationally.
Exactly.
Getting a book that's like 15-20 bucks and then paying $25 for the shipping is kind of rough.
Right.
So we
Right.
do appreciate that. But I do see there's two different things here. We have Eat Death or Get Naked #1 PDF, and then we also have the Private Parts Fan Magazine PDF.
Yep.
Explain the difference, please.
Well, that's just it. Private Parts is our official fan magazine.
Okay.
It's going to be a collection of personal anecdotes, behind the scenes pictures, sketches, screenshots, one or two reviews, one or two unfinished scripts that were supposed to be used for this actual series, but we decided to not go with them and go with something. So again, I go ahead and I write the stories, and the ladies always have say over everything. I'm not joking. I mean, the direction of the plot for this book was something I ran by Tori. I'd come up with a different kind of character, and Tori said, "No, it's not going to work, Vince. I can't get behind the booth." Right? I think you threatened me at some point, didn't you?
I think so.
I think so too.
Now
I'm very good at that.
I notice here in the picture that's showing on the screen right now. On the left-hand side is Tori, yeah, and on the
Yeah.
right side is the other model. And
That is
she, what's her name again?
Sarah Shellhorn.
Sarah. Okay, and
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to me. Sarah has a little bit of a Scarlett Johansson vibe going on.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. She in the dynamic between us two as the characters, I'm the more dominant one. Like Cowgirl Kathy's the more dominant one between the two. So you can kind of see it with our faces, which is kind of hilarious because that's just worked out. She's more doe-eyed and I'm not. So, but she's taller than I am in real life, which is hilarious.
If you scroll down the Kickstarter, you'll actually see some photographs that are going to be in the magazine, because one of the cover for the magazine is in the Kickstarter, and then there's some actual pictures of the screenshots and the pictures that are actually in the fan magazine.
Like this here.
Now keep going.
All right.
Go way down. It's down where the rewards are, so you got to go past the whole story first, 5 or 6 pages. The gallery of them. Oh, too far. That's it. There's the originals. There's the original covers. Go up a little bit. Keep going. Keep going.
Where?
Keep going. Keep going. I'm telling you, I spent a lot of time. It's a lot of time. We're getting it. We're almost there.
To set a page up.
That's okay.
It does. It takes a lot of time to do that.
Yeah, there it is, right there. You just passed it. There's the cover. And then there's the actual interiors. That's the flyer right there.
Yeah, she's taller than I am. That was when we were at a event here in Baltimore. It's NerdCon. Or no, what was
Transcendent Events.
Yeah, yeah. I've been to their
Nerd Prom.
Yeah, Nerd Prom. I've been to a lot of their Harry Potter ones, the bar crawls, because I'm a nerd. But and when we were there, it's obvious. I started teaching her how to two-step, how to line dance, and everything around the floor to, I think it was like hypnotic music. And she's a lot taller than I am, but in turn, the characters, I'm the more dominant one. My character is more dominant. Oh, you can see my tattoos.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually was
Definitely.
noticing the tattoos, and I was kind of curious. Being a model, isn't that a hindrance to you?
No, actually, what I go for usually with modeling is that I am more alternative. I have piercings. I usually have colored hair.
Mhm.
My brand is for me is what they like to see from me is that I have tattoos. I'm alternative. I'm edgy, and I am not afraid of like special effects makeup. Like I've been saying, I go for like the weird more or less, and I can also clean up and do bridal. I can clean up and do like elegant stuff. It's actually not really that much of a hindrance because of the rose tattoos I have on this arm. I can just pose that way and they look really elegant. Believe it or not, a lot of bridals have tattoos, so it's not exactly something that's going to stop me for going for whatever I want. People have a look they have in mind, and if I don't fit that, then they won't hire me. That's fine.
Oh, there
I
you
can
go.
always find something.
So it's just you have your own niche that you're in. I get it.
Yes.
All right.
So does Sarah. Sarah does really well for fantasy and elegance and bridal
Yep.
because of her look, which is awesome. I do really well in like abandoned buildings and artistic stuff and stuff like that. If you look at my Instagram, which is Tori Duke Modeling _ MUA, because I'm a makeup artist, you will see that I have a lot of stuff that goes along with like abandoned buildings or like boudoir. I say that wrong every time, but it doesn't matter. Just believe me.
Boudoir.
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 Whatever.
Boudoir.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Lingerie.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
I always say boudoir, and I'm like, a door?
Right. There's the door.
People look at me like I'm stupid every time, and I know what the word is, but I still say it anyways, and I just look like an idiot.
No, it's
But
okay.
I do.
I'm just an English teacher. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you. I need an English lesson, but no, I do well with like creative and artistic stuff, and I have my own little element that I bring to photo shoots, and so does she. Every model has their own little thing to do. Now, Christy Ann, she goes for more like boom boom, like bombshell.
Pow.
Yeah, like bombshell blonde. She's tall, she's skinny, she has huge boobs, which are awesome. I've seen them.
This is the one on the motorcycle, right?
Yeah, that's her. That's Chris.
Yeah, she's super sweet, but like she has a certain look about her that when a photographer thinks about a model and what he wants to do for a photo shoot, he's gonna look for a model that is like in his mind's eye what he wants to portray, and it like takes the three of us. Whichever model that he thinks would fit it the best, he would pick. Now, it doesn't mean anything bad for the ones that he didn't pick. It just means that we weren't the ones that he had in his mind's eye, which is fine. Every model's like that. There's plenty of models to choose from. We all get our own work, and we all go for our different things.
Oh, that's cool. And I had a completely different opinion when I'm looking at her. Actually, I feel bad for her. I mean, those breasts are about the size of her head, so her back must just kill her all the time.
I asked her about that. Apparently, it doesn't.
Wow.
She's tough, man. She's a bodybuilder. She just won a competition for bodybuilding.
Oh yeah, she was super tan.
She's tough.
Super tan and oiled up.
Well,
I looked at her. I was like, God damn.
That's an interesting perspective.
She's really tough, man.
Now this
He doesn't scare easy either.
Oh, that's good. This $12 pledge here. This is the comic book involving, but you also get a print with that. Is the print one of these covers here, or is there something else?
Well, for the lower tier rewards, the both cover A and cover B, they're available individually as the books. But then when you get to the higher tier rewards and the combination deals, we make 8x10 prints and 11x17 posters available as those covers. So the $12 pledge is just for the book, but as you see the notation at the bottom, it says choose from 2 covers. Signed editions available, as well as 8x10 prints and 11x17 posters bearing these images.
Yeah, we have went through and he's given us like whole stacks of things that me and her go through and sign.
Oh, okay.
So that he can use for things like this.
Yeah, we're doing a Skype signing where they're going to be available. I think it's August 17th, where we actually have people Skyping in so they can Skype live with Tori and Sarah while they're actually doing the signings
And
for
we
the
can talk to
Kickstarter.
them, yeah.
And they can talk to the fans while they're actually doing the signings. And then that way they can customize the signings and write messages and things like that.
Now, this one right here, the $25 pledge, which is called Private Parts. This one is the one you wanted me to show with the photo being used for the artist. Tell us what's involved with this pledge right here. What are they getting?
The private parts pledge.
The $25
Yes.
pledge, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get the fan magazine.
Mm-hmm.
It comes signed. It also includes, I believe, the PDF of the book as well, the comic. And it also comes with the insert you see there. There's an insert that comes with it.
At the Meet Our Models at tonight's Nerd Prom.
Right. That's the actual flyer that was circulated at that event where you can see Tori holding up the flyers in her hands when she's taking the picture there with Sarah. Sarah's holding a copy of Pussycats #1 in her hands, but Tori's holding up the actual flyers that were being circulated at the show. We had some left over. That was the color version of it on the right there. I just put that up.
We had to do something different with the costumes because it was really cold and raining that night. So I was like, I'm wearing pants. So she did the same.
So it's a one-of-a-kind collectible. This is a Kickstarter exclusive. This won't be sold in stores. Pussycats is sold through the previous catalog, Comic Shop Magazine. Always has been. But this is Kickstarter exclusive. This is only going to be available through Kickstarter. So as well as the retro black and white covers for the book as well.
I'm right in her butt right there.
Yes, you are.
I'm like right against her butt.
She said, I love you, Tori. I love you so much.
And me and her get along like it's no tomorrow. It's hilarious.
Now, this right here, the $30 pledge, this is coming with a sketchbook or a sketch set.
It's a sketch set, correct. 5 prints, 8x10s, ready for framing, all signed. Also comes with a PDF of the book. I try to make it a point to that no matter what reward you bought, you always got a PDF of the book so you can enjoy the book as well as the actual reward itself. And always try to do, like you had mentioned before, try to make the reward the PDF because that way, no matter where you are in the world, international readers can always find a way to read Pussycats as a DRM-free PDF.
There you go. We got a $30 pledge here as well, and this is EDGN. Well, what is that?
So those books, Tori just held up one or two of them right here. Actually, we have both of them right here. So for this pledge, as Tori can show you, these are the first printings.
Oh wow! I put them back in plastic, and I probably should have done that.
These are the actual first printings of the book.
That one.
That's the first appearance of Cowgirl Kathy on the cover.
And then
there's Sarah. Schoolgirl Susie. These are the actual first printings from Volume 1. We launched the first series. So we're going to reissue these books, make them available as remarked editions. I've got both Tori and Sarah signing the respective covers because they are the characters. And we're also putting in exclusive prints that we made on cardstock so that the cover of the book is next to the actual pictures of both Tori and Sarah when they were in the studio shooting the principal photography for Eat, Death, or Get Naked. So those are the actual raw pictures, not touched up or anything like that. Right there in front of the green screen, the actual raw pictures with the props and all that. So you get a chance to see what the actual cover was, the model who's now the character. They sign the prints and then also personalize the messages and leave a kiss.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go.
Bad, but
Sorry, I zoned out for a minute. I
oh yeah,
apologize.
the kiss. A lot of kissing in Pussycats.
Oh, okay, well that's cool. Yeah, I actually I work in the university over here, but I'm very happy that I'm in Japan because if I was working in the universities in America, I'd probably get in trouble for this stream, I'm sure. But it's all well and good because Japanese have no clue, so I'm safe.
Use some of their stuff. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Pussycats is tame compared to some of the stuff that comes out of Japan.
I was making a political joke, but I see a $100 pledge here. Tell us about this one, man.
Whoa, go ahead, sweetheart.
Oh, the Skype signing. I don't know. Go ahead.
This is what we're doing right here. All right, and this is great. This is one of the first kind of interviews we've done like this, so that we can talk to the fans whether it be streaming or canned video. They're the show, man. I mean, I can't emphasize enough how Baltimore Comic Con just moved the needle. And Tori and Sarah and Christy, they really showed how well they worked together. The chemistry, it was magic, man. It was
Hmm.
like watching the genie come out of the bottle. And I said, this is the direction we want to go in. We want, you ladies. I said, I want you ladies to interact with the fans as much as possible. So this is an opportunity for somebody to come on board, do an actual Skype session with Tori and Sarah on August 17th.
We need a better webcam from that, though.
I'm hoping I can get one better. I think Joe might have one that's better. So they can do an actual Skype signing. And so they'll be able to sign the items that are listed in the $100 pledge, where we listed what the actual books are that they'll sign, as well as some prints. And so you get a chance to get some signed merchandise from them, some exclusive merchandise, and have a 10-minute Skype session with them.
Nice. All right. I'm just over
That was
here
too much for
changing
me today.
the name of this stream because obviously it's not what I false advertising on my part. Today we're talking to the creator and model of Pussycats. All right.
Tori
So
Duke, brother. Here she is.
The one and
The
only.
one and only. The
I
Texas
hope so.
Tornado.
I hope so.
all right. And let me see here. Now, we have let's see, we have the $100 pledge. That's a big pledge, and then there's a combo deal. That's combo deal and signed packages. There's no money on this one. I'm assuming this is for the stores.
Well, I say you can see down here where it says, if you scroll down just a little bit, stop. See the pledge tiers to order a bulk shipment of these signed books and merchandise.
I see.
There are a couple different high tier rewards where there's just so many things all to put together. I didn't want to overburden people with listing every single item that would go into every single reward. So you just go to the reward tiers and see what comes in what package. But the truth is, we are doing our best to reach out to retailers because Pussycats is sold in comic shops. We're doing our best to reach out to retailers and make it known that if they are buying the book for the shops, I'm hoping that I can reach out to those people like Midtown Comics. If they buy 5 to 10 copies of the book and they're supporting the book in the stores, we want to be able to send them at least a signed book as a token of our appreciation, because we know that the heart of the industry are the retailers, which is why from the very first series, the number one priority behind this has always been to get the books in the stores on time. Those retailers need product to come to their stores when it's due, because they've got to turn that money over immediately to order next week's books. And having been in the comics business for 23 years, I know that better than anybody, which is why Pussycats is always done before we go live with the Kickstarter. There's never any risk, and people can always make sure they get their things the day they're supposed to get them. That's how we roll.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, I think it's a fun-looking project. There's a lot of certainly pretty ladies and some interesting art, and there is a story too. They're using the ladies to go over and do some spying in the Russian lands, I would assume. And
Oh,
yeah, so you got a story there.
and
You
there's
got some,
UFOs.
and there's UFOs. Wow, we're
Oh
throwing
yeah,
aliens into the
man.
booth.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
there's a lot more to it than just the pretty ladies. I mean, the pretty ladies are the most important part. But the story goes in a direction you wouldn't expect. You would not expect it. It all has to do with the United States, Russia, and Area 51.
Interesting, interesting. Well, there you go, guys. Now, Thundaro has thrown up the link over there for us, so you go check that out and definitely give these guys a look and support it. And just keep in mind that even if you can't back it simply at the PDF level, you can always share it out, right? Share it out to your friends and family and extended community, and that helps get the book around. And we always want to help these books get out there and get seen by as many people as possible, so we can hope and help to go ahead and fund these guys because that's what we're doing over here. We're trying to get the indie books back and get comic books back to where we want them, and of course that means having all different kinds of books. This interesting thing we talk about a little bit over here, not too much, but a lot of times we're getting yelled and screamed at by the people in the big two or the big three about diversity, but the reality is they're not diverse at all. This is diverse. This is something that is different, right? It's having comic books that run the gambit from a color comic book written for kids all the way up to a mature reader like this one, that is actual diversity. And we support that. And of course, we support the indie revival that's going on. And thank you guys very much for being here, Vince and Tori. We're going to be closing up here, the show here because I do have another show in an hour, which is the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition, which is a pretty cool show. You ever seen that, Vince?
Haven't had a chance to see it yet. No.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool. What we do is we have a lot of they're professional artists, but they're unknown, and they come on and they compete for 2 hours with a set theme, and then at the end we have the listeners will do a straw poll, and we'll have a winner. Now that winner's prize is they get to go over to the Pro Edition, and the Pro Edition, of course, has some big names that are in comic books, and it gives them a lot more exposure and hopefully opportunity. So what I would suggest to you is talk to your artist, have him get in contact with me. My links are right down below the bottom of this YouTube live right now, and have him contact me, and I will get him on the Discord, and he can get into that and not only show off his art, but he can promote the book.
Make sure Todd Mulrooney sends me the link for that because I'll make sure that I get it that way. And then on that end, if anybody goes to pussycatscomics.com, you can reach out and talk to us anytime. We'll respond within 24 hours. I'd be more than happy to get together with you to share that kind of information.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Make sure you take care of that, Todd. And Todd, thank you very much for inviting them over, and we're very happy to have had you here. Simon says, "Yeah, it's one of the best CG shows on the YouTube." Yeah, it is, dude. It's in my opinion one of the best art challenges you can find on YouTube because the level of art is ridiculously high. I mean, even though we call it the fan edition, these guys are all pro level, and when they go, and we have so many people, new faces every week. Todd himself has been on it as well several times. Todd, you went over the Pro Edition at least once, right?
Yeah, I was on there twice.
You're on
Yeah,
twice, right? Did
but
you
it
win
wasn't.
it?
I didn't go there because I won. I went there because I'm good.
Well, there you go. Thanks, Todd. Thank you, Todd. But
Well,
actually, we've actually had several of our fan edition winners go over and beat the pros, so that's kind of cool. But we'd love to have your artist come on down and not only show off his art, but more importantly, promote your book. Right? It's a good opportunity to promote the book.
it's always about the fan.
It is, dude. Anyway, give us your final closing thoughts here, Vince and Tori.
Take it away, hon.
Me? Okay.
Yes, you, Calvin or Kathy.
Just check out the book, see what we're doing over here at Pussycats, and we are happy to have you. Really, we're happy to have you. Sorry, go ahead.
We're blessed, man. We're blessed. We're very blessed to have Pussycats still be something we can all get together and be a part of as a family. Believe it or not, everybody that works on this book together, whether it be Tori and Sarah, the other models, Chris, Robin, Jen, we really all get along as a fantastic group of people. It's a pleasure and a blessing to be able to do something like this. And I hope that, like you said earlier, my friend, that people do take a chance to see that there's more out there than just the big two. Independent comics really are the heart blood of creativity and diversity.
That's right.
So I encourage everybody to go out there and go to the local comic book shop and make sure that they support the retailers out there, because without them, we wouldn't be talking to each other about what we can read from week to week. I mean, we all like to go and pick up the mainstream titles and the indie titles, but we got to make sure we keep those retailers on board and give them some patronage, give them some love, because nothing but love for them out there.
There you go. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much. Todd, would you like to give us a closing comment here? Todd? No.
Yeah, the Kickstarter is something that, I was surprised I hadn't looked prior to today. I've seen some of the other ones in the past, but Vince does a good job putting it together, so I'm impressed with that. I've talked to Vince a few times, and his zeal for comics is very equivalent to Todd McFarlane. It just comes from a different, he's into different things, and
Whoa.
we're, like you said, well, I mean, as far as your product is different for than, say, superhero comics, for instance. You know what I mean? So we appreciate that you came on and talked about it with such enthusiasm for the product. We really appreciate that, because that comes through. Your passion, enthusiasm really comes through. So I really like that. When someone comes on and does that.
Mhm.
So I
My
appreciate
brother, to be compared to Todd McFarlane, wow, or to even try to hold a candle to that. My brother, thank you so much. That's probably the highest compliment I could ever get.
All
You're
right, sweet. Now we do have someone from the chat, Vince, that usually is one of our co-hosts, but like I said, we have a second show coming up, which is a pretty long one. It's a near 3 hour show with that comic book drawing illustration contest, and he's a wet, oily little boy, so he doesn't have any stamina. Therefore, he can't come on here and do 2 shows in a row. The baby, but he did show up in the chat, and he says his name's Booster, by the way. He did show up in the chats, and he said boobies. So he's happy. Uh, it's unfortunate because Booster would have been the best guy to have in this show because he's all about that all day long,
Okay, well,
right?
hey, so it makes the world go around, brother.
Yeah, there it is. But anyway, George, get some closing comments before we give to Dinale and let him take us out of here, man.
No, it's really great. I'm impressed. When we first looked at the project before you came on, it was I labeled it just another project that had just TNA,
Hmm.
but hearing you, listening to you answering the questions, um, thoroughly impressed. And I don't mean that lightly. I mean it with a lot of respect. My only
Thanks, man.
recommendation is show um,
Get Todd to do the covers. Oh, George, that was really nice of you.
Thanks, George. Yeah. Well, you could do all covers, dude. And you and I both know Todd's the real deal, man.
yeah. Get Todd to do the covers, but if you want it for $1 cheaper, get me to do the covers.
So bargain basement Todd is now George. Rock on. That's what I want to hear.
Let's set some stretch goals, and you guys can do the covers for the stretch goals. What do you say?
There you go. All right.
Sure, why not?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody being here. Keep in mind, in an hour, actually 59 minutes now, we do have the Drone Recorded Fan Edition. We definitely want you to come over and be part of that because that is one of the coolest things on the interwebs itself. Of course, we have tomorrow, we're off. We don't have any show tomorrow, but on Saturday, we will be back with Fan Speak, and that's going to be great. We have a guest coming in, so definitely come over and check that out. And of course, on the Sunday, there's no way possible that you could possibly miss TFT. TFT, of course, is Tinfoil Talk, and we will be talking conspiracy theories, which is awesome. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys, but it is time for us to go. And Denali, take us out of here.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for our special guests for joining us for this show and sharing their passion that was clearly given out throughout the show. The fan edition theme will be Earthward Jim. Doug Knaple said he might stop by, so check it out.
Uh-huh.
Our guest for Fan Speak is going to be Preston Polar, who's going to be advertising his book, his new issue of White Lily. So
That's right.
check us out for that show as well.
That's right.
But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Earthworm Jim in 1 hour. Earthworm Jim in 1 hour. No joke. Later, guys.
All right.
Aloha.
Cheers.
Good night.